Good morning, bedheads. Click. You cannot make this bedhead up. Even if I tried, I could not make best bedhead today ever. And I love this mug. Look for the rainbow. I might have to give this mug to my sister Marcia because she is all about rainbows. And I just found another little tiny rainbow mug at the thrift shop for a little child, and I might send her home. Marcia's visiting this week, and I might have to send her home with the two rainbow mugs. Oh, I'm not attached. I'm not attached to my mugs. Anywho, I hope you're doing well today. But did you catch that? Look for the rainbows. We're going to talk about looking for the rainbows today because Senator Adam Schiff did a really good video yesterday. And it wasn't anything that was surprising to me because it had been things that I've heard already. But he did why there's reason to have hope. And it was very nice to watch that. I will post his video below. It was just really nice to hear a senator, and I put a comment in there asking him to do that like weekly. If he could do that weekly, that would be amazing. So let me just write down. And welcome if you're new here. This is Coffee with Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides, and just one little segment that I do every day in the most days. It's 5 days a week in the mornings, just for fun. But I have a very interesting message from the Spirit Guides today. And what did I do with that card deck? We've got Keepers of the Light message today. But first, I woke up. I'm a little disheveled this morning because I woke up late. I went to bed at 1 o'clock because I had taken a 3-hour nap yesterday. So I'm a little disheveled. I was like, I got to get prepared because my husband's home in like 30 minutes. So I just like to have recording done by the time he gets home. But I saw that Pope Francis died. Oh, Pope Francis, here's to you. Click. I know we're premiering this, so if you guys could send a whole bunch of rainbows. If you can you find rainbows? Find rainbows if you can. Otherwise, send a bunch of hearts for his transition. So here's to you, Pope Francis, for your transition. Big hugs. Big hugs. And way to go. I mean, he deserves the transition, right? I did feel sad. I was like, oh, but then I feel sad. And then I immediately start remembering all the things that we've been studying and talking about being across the veil, and it's right there. And what a beautiful place. He's in a beautiful place. I'm sad for us. You know, my understanding is he was a very good person. I don't know a ton about him. So I did meet him. I was in Italy, I don't know, a while ago. I don't know how many years ago, but you know, it was like every Tuesday or every Thursday or whatever, you can congregate outside of the Vatican, and the Pope will ride around in this white truck and he waves at everybody. So I was standing right there with Pope Francis at one point. So, but the interesting thing is, didn't he meet with our vice president, our so-called vice president? Didn't he meet with him? Okay, so first of all, he gave an address yesterday at Easter, and then he passes away. I find that fascinating. And then I believe he met with JD, and I'm hoping he gave him a smackdown before he left. Wouldn't that be amazing if he gave him a smackdown? Oh my God, that would have been awesome if he gave him a smackdown before he left. Come on, Francis, Pope Francis, we're waiting to hear. I woke up so late, I didn't even look to see what was going on. If you have Ground News, you get the app, and it's nice because I'll get a pop-up every once in a while, just every once in a while with something. That's what I like about it. They don't pop up like for every single thing. It'll pop up with something that's sort of significant. And then I'm like, oh, Okay, good. I might get one pop up every other day, which is beautiful. I love that they don't bug us like that. So it's worth getting if you have ground news, it's worth getting the app on your phone because they do get that little pop up and it's nice. So, okay, let's see. What do I want to talk about? Hope. Hope. So Adam, well, actually, first, let me make a quick announcement. Quick announcement. The newsletter's ready. I have the community newsletter ready. So that's where you're going to hear about the first 30-day challenge that we're starting free on the channel. So it's free. The newsletter's free on May 1st. Okay. So I'm going to, it'll just be easier than me doing announcements. I mean, I'm still going to do some announcements here on the channel, but if you want to connect through the community newsletter and just keep up, there's going to be a lot more things I send through there that, and help us organize all the information. I'm starting a website and everything that will help us just kind of share all the information that we have. And so if you want to sign up for the newsletter, the QR code will be right there. And I'll put it down, a link below. Okay. I really started the newsletter is because if for whatever reason, because this is a resistance channel, it's a protection channel. This is a protection channel, It's also a spirituality channel, but clearly is a protection of democracy channel. And so if for whatever reason we get, striked, cut off, cut, clear, cancel, ain't going to happen. That at least I can connect with you guys. I can still do videos because I could send it through the newsletter. It might not be on YouTube, but I could send it through the newsletter. So, so if you want to make sure that we stay connected, that was the reason I originally started it. But anyways, okay. So a couple interesting stories today. So first, hope, Adam. So Adam Schiff. Senator Adam Schiff. He is definitely worth following on YouTube. If you haven't followed him, just subscribe. He really explains things that's going on. He's telling us the truth about, as far as I can tell, about things that are going on. Okay. So like I said, he did this video on hope. So he reminded us in that video that the Supreme Court voted 7-2 to stop illegal deportations. 7-2. And of course, who were the two that didn't? Thomas and Alito. I mean, how ridiculous. So, I mean, I don't know that was the actual bill or the actual law they were referring to, or the case, let's say. I don't know if it actually said stop illegal deportations, because how could they vote against that? So I don't know exactly what the language was, but it didn't matter. The Supreme Court at least is doing their job, looking at the Constitution. And we also had that 9-0 vote at one point, so that was cool. Harvard University, thank goodness, is not capitulating to Dumpy's demands, thank goodness. And now that gave Columbia, it's too bad Columbia didn't do it. I think Columbia has been feeling very uncertain about what's going on. I mean, you can imagine, because at first it was all the stuff going on over in the Middle East and the protests there, and then hit some of their students. Okay. So I can imagine that they are feeling a little off balance for sure. And Harvard is not feeling off balance. So they were able to show. So of course they went after the one university that's feeling off balance. That's my guess anyways. I'm projecting on that about them being unbalanced, but I can imagine that they would be. I mean, they are human beings running those institutions. So so Harvard not being they were more balanced because they hadn't been had all this stuff going on. They were able to stand up to it, which is amazing, because now there's a whole bunch of universities. So I think, if you're into sending postcards and doing things, we could send thank you cards to Harvard, any other universities that are standing up. Adam Schiff in his video encouraged if you do have an alma mater, and to send them a letter saying, please do not, you know, capitulate, bend the knee to, whatever you want to say, to encourage them. They have your support. Okay. So that's what they really need to hear, is they have your support. So if for me, I live in Wisconsin, and the biggest university, well, there's a couple of big universities in Wisconsin. I will send a postcard to, I don't know, who do you send it to? Who do you send it to? Do you send it to the president? Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. Send it to the president's office of Marquette University, UW-Madison. Even, yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know about sending them to smaller universities, but so yes, okay. Then the law firms are starting to band together. This is amazing. If you look up, let me look this one up. I meant to take a picture of it for you because Adam shared this. So it's Jenner Law Firm, as in Jenner. Oh, are they in Chicago? Where are they? Oh, Baltimore. Okay. Let's see what this. He showed it. I don't know. Um, they have a thing that said, I think they changed it because they have a different, Maryland Supreme Court upholds the Child's Victim Act. Wow. Well, that's nice. How could you not uphold it? I mean, why is it even up for question, you know? Anyways, they had a thing on there that said Jenner stands firm. Jenner stands firm. And so I wish I would have taken a picture of that. It's probably on here somewhere, but so that's cool. He did have a map of the protests from April 5th. So not, April 9th was, I'm sure there's, or 19th, I'm sure they're still collecting data for that, for the 19th. I thank you for everybody who posted all the different protests that you guys went to. No, the protections. So look at all the protections that happened on April 5th. Look at that. See the dots? Oh my gosh. Isn't that amazing? So hope, we're looking for the rainbows. Look at that. Look at the center of the state though. Well, they're more remote areas. Look at all of those. Okay, take a picture of that. If you need to have hope, and look at the title of it, take a picture of it, and I'm going to hang on to that because that's really cool. So it'll be fun to see what and that's just in the United States. It'll be fun to see what the messaging is for, what the protests are for the 19th. Wow, I can't talk today. So I wanted to mention really quick. So did anybody else participate in no shopping this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? And I know somebody had mentioned a comment to try to keep it light around. I mean, right, we're trying just to not shop as much anyways. Well, it depends. Small businesses, yes, absolutely. We got to keep that clear, okay? And business, like I'm not going to cut Costco off for standing up, So anyways, I found the no shopping experience. I was going to talk about this yesterday, and that's what I forgot to talk about. I found it very fascinating because I have found in myself, especially as we're working on shadow work, I'm going to grab shadow work in the spirit circle. If you're not working on shadow work and you want to do it just on your own, there's many different resources. There's a lot of workbooks out there. You can just grab one. So I have found that I like to shop. And why? Why do I keep shopping? I don't know. Well, I do know. Well, no, I don't know 100%. So I'm going to dive into that, especially starting with our new 30-day challenge. I'm going to dive into that a little bit. Okay. So the 30-day challenge starting on May 1st. Again, if you sign up for the newsletter right here, you'll get all the details about that. I'll keep encouraging people that we're doing the the challenge, but I'm not going to go into a lot of detail here because that's not something that I talk about on a regular basis. So, okay. It'll be fun though. It'll be really good. But I'm going to explore this whole shopping thing of mine because this weekend, when I was like, I'm telling you, I wanted to go shopping. I wanted to go shopping. I don't need anything. I do not need anything. Anything. Nothing. I need nothing. So, what I did instead is I went down in our storage rooms. We have three of them. We live in a condo, so we have three storage rooms downstairs. We we have one that comes with the condo for free, and then there's two other storage rooms in our basement, and we've been here so long. We pay for them. We pay a monthly for $20 a month for these extra storage rooms. And we've been here so long, we have both of them. So, but we like them because we moved, like one is like our pantry and one is like, the suitcases and all that. I mean, we have that kind of organized, but sometimes they get a little unwieldy. So I spent Friday night going through the storage rooms instead of shopping. I went, and you know what? I really had an appreciation for what we have. Like I went through the storage rooms, not just to organize, but I really started like, you know what? That's amazing. I have everything I need. I actually have like a little bookshelf down there of books that, I want to get to that I don't keep up here. That's why my house looks so uncluttered because I keep everything in storage. It's just easier. I don't like clutter, on the outside, and I like the storage rooms to be nice and neat, But my point is by not participating, by not doing a knee-jerk reaction of going and buying something, 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 which I don't need, it gave me the opportunity to reflect and appreciate. We didn't go out to eat. We didn't go buy groceries. I was like, we have plenty of food. Eat what's in the house. We're usually not being purposeful about what's in the house. It's what's quick and easy. So I made a list this week of everything I have in the freezer, and that's what we're going to be eating. And I don't know, it just really was it's interesting to me that was kind of it was a protection of democracy movement, the no shopping, but it really did something for me personally. So I wonder if it did anything for you personally as well. Um, you know. Okay, let's see. What else? Oh, I wanted to tell everybody, speaking of shopping, you might have to do some shopping for this. I don't know. But I heard a trucker on YouTube talking about what's happening at the ports right now, and that truckers are being laid off because less things are coming into the ports. So, we haven't really been seeing, although my sister said in Wyoming, she's seeing like when she goes shopping, a lot of things are not on the shelves now. So things are like half the stuff is missing. So that's interesting in smaller areas. So because people are probably stocking up. So this trucker did say though that the ports are bringing less things in, which means more truckers are going to be laid off now. And unfortunately, a lot of the trucking industry votes for someone who likes to lay them off because it happened to them. He screwed up all of their livelihoods the last time he was in office during the sickness thing we had going on. Okay, the illness thing we had going on. He talks about that story, how F-45 completely dismantled and up, the trucking industry was just in an upheaval because of that. It's kind of an interesting story, actually. I'll post that video down below as well. But anyways, if there's anything you haven't stocked up on, you might want to consider doing that. It'll be interesting. I have no idea. Does anybody have any idea what this is going to look like? If you do, can you leave some comments? Besides the coffee and the PT. What are you stocking up on? I mean, do you need to stock up on canning jars in case you wanted to, if you've never been a gardener before, like I haven't, and I've never canned anything, but do I need to consider canning? I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't have any canning jars. I'm just thinking like that kind of stuff. I don't know. What do you guys think? Can you share some ideas for the community and for myself? That would be amazing. Okay, so this is a very interesting message from the pendulum, from the spirit guides. So just a reminder, I use a pendulum. I say the prayer. I did the law of challenge this morning using the pendulum so they can spell out words. Okay. Really interesting message. I hope it doesn't trigger anybody because it's going to make us think. We're going in a kind of different direction here. Okay, so here's the message. Nice guys finish last. I mean, my intuition tells me exactly what this is, but you tell me, what do you think? Nice guys finish last. Okay. So that's a saying, right? So, I mean, I did the law of challenge after. I was like, are you guys being funny? Like, what's the point? Okay. So then I said, why this? Meaning, why are you saying this? This is what they said. Move your butt. Move your butt. What? Okay. So nice guys finish last, move your butt. Okay. My intuition just says, because in this community, we're always talking about light and love, right? What that tells me, this tells me that that's great, but it's not enough. It's not enough to protect our democracy. So nice guys finish last. So they're trying to say, if you are just, saying prayers, that may not be like you need to take some action. And whatever your inspired action is besides the prayers, I don't know. What do you think? Move your butt. Now, this is very interesting because I also this weekend, I'll share this video too. Malcolm X. I listened to like half of a Malcolm X video where he was talking to a group of those who were protecting civil rights. Okay. And he was talking about the Million Man, what was that? Million Man March? What was that? It was something called like that. The million men on Washington or something. So he literally says in that speech that did nothing. It did nothing. So it's actually quite an interesting speech because, he's like Million Man March. That's what it was, right? Million Man March. It basically, now that I'm talking, I wish I would have planned to talk about this today. I didn't really, but it reminded me the move your butt thing. It's not that. It's just that there was no follow-up, I think what happened, if I remember correctly listening to him, like I said, I wish I would have planned to talk about this today. I didn't plan to talk about it. Was that they did the march, but then it was like an appeasement. Like the government kind of appeased them, And so that's why he said nothing came of it. So we need to keep moving to the next level, nice guys finish last. So, how the Dems, we're always like, oh, it's okay. Like, we are the nice guys. So I don't know. What do you think about this? But the Malcolm X video is it is worth listening to. Like I said, I wish I could give you more details about it. But my big picture learning, because I learned the big picture, and the big picture to me, that's why I can't give you the specifics, unfortunately, because I got the big picture, and the big picture was what we did wasn't enough. Not only the march, but the rest, like a lot of what he said. So it is worth listening to. In fact, maybe I'll listen to it again if I have time and bring some more details about that to the channel if you guys are interested. ? Okay. So, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? What do we need to do to continue the protection of democracy Move your butt. And that doesn't mean, to me, it doesn't mean like go to the protest. It's, what does it mean? What does it mean to you? This was a message from all of our spirit teams to collectively, okay? So, maybe there are plenty of people on here who are moving their butts. So good job. But maybe there are people who are not. If you haven't done anything besides pray to protect our democracy, maybe it's time, maybe that's who they're talking to, okay? So doing something to protect our democracy, something active, okay? Well, actually, why don't I ask? Where are the dowsing rods? Did they fall? Where are they? Oh, here they are. I thought I had them out. Okay, well, let's ask. Why not? Okay. I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides, guardians, and all of those of the purest and highest light. And I ask Archangel Michael to please protect this channel and this community so it is only of the highest and purest light as well. Amen. Okay, so I'll just ask a few questions here. So you guys are telling us that your message today was nice guys finish last. Is that correct? Yes. And then I asked, why are you telling us this? And you said to move your butt. Is that correct? Yes. Were you talking to every member of this community? No. Okay. So there are people in this community who are doing what you would consider to be doing the things they need to do to protect our democracy. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. So everybody just need to judge for themselves. Yes. Is prayer and sending love and light enough to protect our democracy? No. Okay. So that's really wide swing, you guys. Look at really wide swing. Okay. So for those, because I don't know, maybe there are people, because I know, and we can do both, you guys. We can send love and light, right? And do something active to protect our democracy. Yes. Okay. So are protests working? Is that something that if we are inspired to do the protests, is protest a move your butt action? Yes. Are sending postcards, thank you postcards to people who are protecting democracy, as well as whatever. I'm just saying the postcard movement. So yes, sending it to people that you want to encourage to protect our democracy. Yes. What about making phone calls to senators, reps, Congress people? Those are all move your butt actions? Yes. Okay. So it's something you're wanting everybody in this community to do something active to protect democracy. Yes. Okay. If we don't, is democracy at risk? Yes. Okay. Yikes. Okay. All right. So it is going to take at this point, okay, I'm gonna ask. I don't even want to know the answer to this. So for the first month, you guys were telling us that there was some active, NATO, The Hague, Jack Smith, blah, blah, blah. You were telling us that things were happening behind the scenes, correct? Yes. And we were under the impression that they were going to come and save us, basically, even if we don't say it that way. Yes. Okay. Is that the case still? Are they still behind the scenes? Yes. Oh, okay. But so is something going to be coming out that shows that F-45 is not the legit president? Yes. Okay. But that's going to still they need to know they have our support. Is that why you want us to move our butts? Yes. Okay. Okay. Plus there will be opposition, obviously, from the other side when and if this happens, correct? Yes. So we need to get clear on our values, which is the nice guys finish last. Yes. Okay. Kind of interesting sense of humor they have, right? Actually, I was reading Vina's book, you guys. If you guys don't have Vina's book, from my near-death experience A to Z, I think it's what it's called. I'll post it below. Let me make a note in the description. Vina's book. It is so good. It would be worth actually. We should do a book club on it in this. We could do a book club on it in the public channel or in the Spirit Circle. It would be worth doing. It's really good. It's really easy to read. I'm learning lots of stuff. But now what was I going to tell you about Venus? Oh, about spirit guides having a sense of humor. So she had a near-death experience and then had an experience what she calls in the void. So that's how she has like the clear connection now. But she's like, yeah, they have a total sense of humor, the spirit guides. So yeah, they do. I love it. I like that, the sense of humor. But her book is definitely worth reading. She has two of them. I have both of them. I haven't read The Spiral of Love yet. So I will post her book below. But it might be fun to do a book club on her. One, to support her, just to support her. Because if we did a book club and a lot of people bought her book for the book club, then we could support that, because trust me, sales went up when we did the Golden Future here, right? Okay, so I said the prayer. This is the deck they want me to share a message for today. Keepers of the Light. And now Pope Francis is also a keeper of the light. I think, why don't I post? I don't think why don't we do an SG session? I will post today for questions for Pope Francis now that he's passed. We won't do it for a couple of weeks. We'll give him some adjustment time. My SGs will tell us when it's ready. So we don't need to know. We can trust that if the SGs say he's ready, he's ready. He's older. So and one thing Vina actually says too in her book is that when you're really old, like my mother-in-law's in her 90s, you do spend quite a bit of time across the veil already. And so the preparation, in fact, they said that about somebody else we recently did. Who did they say that about? Because somebody was concerned that we were calling on them too soon after they passed. Who was that? I don't remember. If you remember who that was. But anyways, it's somebody we did like a month ago. We asked questions of. And they said they were ready because they had spent so much time across the veil and earth, like getting prepared, that kind of thing. So, all right. So let's find out what the message is for today. So you guys, can you please call on all of the spirit teams and give us a collective message that you want us to have today? I don't think I've used this deck on the public channel yet. I'm just gonna see if some of them are. They're a little sticky, so I don't know how much they'll fly. But so if they come out like that, you see how that one just popped out. That's how I'll trust this one because I don't know. They are a little sticky, or like this one just stuck to my fingers. Okay, let me see if I got any of the ones they wanted us to have. Okay, are any of the messages below that you want us to have for today? Yes. Are there any more in the deck that you want me to pull? No. Okay. What about the message, the far right? The first one? Yes. The second one? No. The third? No. And the fourth? No. So just the one on the right? Huh. That's the one that kind of stuck to my hand, which is kind of interesting. All right. So one of them was love and acceptance. One was facing fear. Major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. That would have been a good one. Intervention and purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. These are like Star Trek pictures. Okay. Do I have any Star Trek fans in this audience? All right. Oh, interesting. Interesting, considering what their message was. Nice guys finish laughs and move your butt. Okay, so I'm just going to show you because Commander Ashtar, call to action. Take charge, lead by example, walk your talk. Couldn't be more consistent, right? Couldn't be more consistent. Okay, let's see what the. All right, so just give some thought. Give some thought. Let us, if you have ideas of what you're going to do this week that could inspire other people in the community, how you're going to move your butt towards protecting democracy this week, could you please post it? Because that would give me a bunch of ideas. It'll inspire others to maybe do the same. That would be amazing. Okay. Extended message. You are receiving a call to action and being asked to step up and create the changes you want to see in the world. Divine inspiration is all around you, and Ashtar, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, and his legion of cosmic angels are standing by to offer you loving support. So you could call upon this angel and his, what did they say? His legion of cosmic angels, and ask, like, what would you like me to do to move my butt this week? And see what you're inspired to do. Know that you are being encouraged to be honest, assertive, and true in a loving way. You may feel your ego trying to hold you back, but know that when you take the first step, the next one will soon follow. Take some time to connect with the universe by looking up at the stars, knowing that there are loving beings of light gazing back down on you. You are not alone. Cool. Yeah, that couldn't be more consistent, right? The messaging. That's amazing. All right. Well, have an amazing day. And I will, like I said, post all those things I talked about in the description below. You just need to hit more, I think, to try to get they kind of hide the description. I don't know why they do that. So, and I will see you in the next video. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.